Wednesday, May 14th.
When I've talked to Honda, they've promised us they're going to continue on with their expansion.
Promise delayed. Honda is putting a multi-billion-dollar EV investment in Ontario on hold. We'll ask if Canada's auto strategy needs a rethink.
Thank you so much. You have brought hope to this family that we didn't see coming.
A family haunted for decades by a high-profile murder case could soon turn a new page. Lyle and Eric Menendez have been ruled eligible for parole.
Graham across the line. A whiteout shot, he scores!
The Winnipeg Jets on the brink of elimination after losing to the Dallas Stars 3-1. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada. Welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Good morning. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
I'm Kelsey McEwen. Happy Wednesday.
A big development in the Menendez case. Here are the details. After serving 35 years in prison, Lyle and Eric Menendez are now eligible for parole.
The fact is, the Menendez brothers have done remarkable work, and today is a great day after 35 years.
The brothers were originally given 2 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole for the 1989 murder of their parents. At their resentencing hearing, the brothers were given new sentences of 50 years to life. So that makes them immediately eligible for parole in California. So the question is, what happens now? The brothers will stay in prison for now. It will be up to a parole board to take up the case and decide if they should be released. That could happen as early as next month. Prime Minister Mark Carney is scheduled to go overseas for Pope Leo XIV's inaugural Mass at the Vatican. The Prime Minister's office says Mark Carney leaves Friday. He will be in Rome until Monday. The Mass will take place on Sunday morning. So while he's in Rome, the Prime Minister will meet with other world leaders. Representatives from more than 130 countries attended the inaugural Mass for Pope Francis back in 2013. Meanwhile, in an exclusive sit-down interview with CTV News, Prime Minister Mark Carney won't say if he trusts U.S. President Donald Trump as a negotiating partner.
What matters for Canadians is that the relationship with the U.S. has changed. I've been clear about that for months. I think others were very slow to recognize that. I think it's now increasingly understood.
The Prime Minister tells CTV News chief political correspondent Vashi Kapelos he will work with President Trump and negotiate with him, but when pressed, he refused to say if he trusts him. President Trump's trade war and his threats against Canadian sovereignty were a focus, of course, of the federal election campaign. The city of Montreal is looking to crack down on people not following garbage disposal rules.
We want the city to be cleaner.
So inspectors sort through trash, hoping to find clues of who's breaking the rules, who's leaving it like this. But as more mail moves online, there are fewer addresses to be found in the actual garbage. The city is now proposing property owners be fined, even if trash is left behind by a tenant. Nothing is finalized yet, though landlords are speaking out against the idea. This is a wild story, literally. A hiker came face to face with a bear at Banff National Park.
Still following me, but you gotta remain calm and don't run.
Isaac Shah says he was on a trail, look at that, when that bear came around the corner and started to follow him. He then tried to stay calm as he backed away. He has bear spray, you can see it, get glimpses of it. The bear followed him for a little bit, then wandered off to get water. Parks Canada says the best way to avoid bear encounters is to make a lot of noise while on trails. The Ottawa Charge making a lot of noise. They are now 1 win away from a chance to play for the Walter Cup.
Shot outside. Phillips is in. She scores! Manny McMahon charges up Ottawa.
That goal was the difference in Game 3 Tuesday night as the Charge shut out the top-seeded Montreal Victoire 1-0. Rookie goalie Gwyneth Phillips making 26 saves for her first career shutout in the playoffs. It also marks the first home playoff win in Charge history. Game 4, Friday night in Ottawa. The Winnipeg Jets are almost out of runway. Michael Granlund's first career playoff hat trick, shooting the Stars to a 3-1 win and a 3-1 series lead over the Jets. The Jets haven't won on the road in the playoffs yet. They've actually lost 9 straight road playoff games. Game 5 back at home Thursday. In the meantime, the Leafs play the Panthers tonight. The Oilers play tonight as well, and the Oilers could advance to the next round if they win. This good old hockey game is a blast from the past.
I was thinking about what things would be a nice way for, families of and kids of all ages to interact with history.
Okay, do you remember bubble hockey? Do you remember this? Yes. I know. Yeah. This table is set up at the BC Sports Hall of Fame. There are a few icons on the table, including players from the Vancouver Millionaires and the Victoria Cougars. The creator, Dr. Robert O'Connor, wanted to mark the 100th anniversary of the Cougars' 1925 Stanley Cup win. One of his neighbors even painted each player in Cougars and Millionaires colors. Very cool. Connor has donated the table to the Sports Hall of Fame.